So first you want to start off by tracing your template onto the foam. And I will link this image in the description below so you can use it if you want. And you also want to draw out where the ears are, and also the arms, the feet and the head. And I did make the arms and the feet a little bit bigger. And also because my foam wasn't the right thickness, I ended up having to glue two pieces together. So next we can start cutting. So here is what it looks like so far. And as you can see, I've already started to round off the shape. So now what you want to do is you just want to continue rounding off the shape. So you want to make the bottom quite round, and you just want to make curved cuts just on the back like this. And you also want to do the same for the front as well, so you just want to make the head just a bit smoother. So I'm just going to finish that, then I'll show you what to do next. So here is what it looks like, and as you can see I rounded off the body, the head and also the back. And you also want to round off the ears as well. And you want to make sure that one ear is folded down and the other ear is just straight up. And you also want to do the same for the arms and the legs. But you do not have to make this all one piece if you don't want to. You can just make the ears, the arms and the legs separately and then just glue them on. So now what you want to do is you want to draw two curved lines on the face to make the cheeks, and you just want to cut off the lines so then it looks like this. And you also want to cut a curve just across the head like this. And you also want to draw out where the snout is in the middle. And then what you want to do is you just want to just cut off the pen lines that you just drew like this, so then it looks a lot more 3D. And then you just want to smooth that off. So I really hope this all makes sense. I am trying my best to explain it. So I'm just going to continue with that and then I'll show you what to do next. So here is what the final shape looks like, and as you can see I cut out the snout and it looks a lot more 3D. And I also did the same for the cheeks as well. So you just want to basically cut off the pen lines just so then that the cheeks pop out a little bit more. And as I was continuing to shape out the arms and the feet, I ended up making them way too small, so I had to remake them and then glue them on. And you just want to make sure that the other side is as smooth as possible. So yeah, I think this looks pretty good. So now we can finally start painting it. Okay, so next what I did was I painted the pig a light pink colour. And for that I just used this pastel pink paint, and I also mixed some white with it because it was a little bit too dark still. And I just painted the pig. And then you want to use a darker pink for the ears and the snout. And I did try painting on the eyes, but I ended up making them too big, so I tried to like paint over them. You can still kind of see it, but yeah. So now let's move on to the next step. So next what I did was I painted on the eyes using brown puffy paint. And I just used the end of a paintbrush just to dot them on. And you also want to paint on 2 dots on the snout to make the nostrils, and for that I just used a dotting tool. But again, you can just use the end of a paintbrush if you don't have a dotting tool. So now let's move on to the last step. So sorry, this isn't actually the last step, but next what you want to do is you just want to use your dark pink paint and add blush on the cheeks. And it's up to you if you want to add eyelashes on the eyes. I chose not to. So now let's move on to the next step. So lastly what you want to do is you want to paint on the tail using your brown puffy paint, and the tail basically kind of looks like a 6. And if you're doing the girl design then it has 2 swirls, but if you're doing the boy design, which is the one that I'm doing, then you just need to do 1 swirl. So that's what it looks like. So now you just want to let this dry and then your squishy will be done. So here it is the next day once it is all dry. and I am really happy with how this turned out, because this was actually my second attempt at doing this, and this was my first attempt, and I didn't even bother to like finish it because I just didn't like how the shape looked, and also I kept like messing up on the ears, and I used a lot of glue to glue them down, so it's really hard, if you can hear that. So yeah, I just decided not to continue with this one, so I decided to remake it, and I just really like this. I just think it's so adorable. And here's the back and the little tail. I think the tail is really cute. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and as always, please feel free to request more squishy tutorials or video ideas you'd like me to do in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!